Mark Draper with Hamish Douglass, the CEO of Magellan Financial Group. Today we're talking about their largest shareholding and building the investment case around it. Largest shareholding is Microsoft. Hamish, can you talk us through the investment case for Microsoft?
That would be a pleasure, Mark. Microsoft is a new holding of Magellan. We've really built this in the last few months. I don't know if we've even really disclosed that it is our largest holding, but it is our largest holding today. It's a very interesting play from our point of view. Microsoft's been out of favour for a long period of time, and technology's been a good place for us. We've never owned Apple, but we've had very large positions in Google and eBay that we think are very, very well positioned. Both those are nearly their all-time record share prices. We bought Microsoft a number of months ago at $25 a share. Pleasingly, they're about $33 a share a few months later. But that's really, we're not investing on a short-term basis. From a Magellan perspective, Microsoft is an asymmetric investment play, which we really like at Magellan. It has very limited downside risk. Over the last 7 years or so, people wouldn't be aware that Microsoft's revenues have doubled and their profits have doubled. So everyone thinks Microsoft's been this disaster and Steve Ballmer's been this disaster. But what's really happened is the share price has been stuck in a range, sort of $22 to $28. It's now broken out of that range. And it's been stuck there for a long period of time. And its PE's obviously halved if the profits have doubled.
Absolutely.
And when we were buying it, its PE was around 8 times earnings. So one of the lowest PE multiples Microsoft's ever been at. And we viewed it had very, very limited downside risk. And people would probably go, well, Hamish, it actually hasn't done anything. And we'd agree with you. It doesn't have any downside risk, it doesn't have any upside potential either. Well, things that don't have a lot of downside risk have a lot of attraction to us at Magellan. Protecting people's capital is incredibly important. But it's asymmetric because we think we're getting a free option here. And we like free options at Magellan, particularly if they're large free options. And what's really going on in Microsoft? Microsoft has 3 very large businesses. Most people would know their Windows business, it's their operating system.
Yes.
That's the business people have been concerned about because 93% of the world's personal computers have the Microsoft operating system embedded in it. And people are paying effectively either a royalty or to get it installed in the computer, and that's been a wonderful cash monopoly. But technology's changing. People are moving away from the PC and moving to the iPads, to tablets, and people are saying, well, they're losing, the world's moving away from Microsoft, and that's one of the reasons the stock price has been down.
And why it's on 8 PE.
And why it's 8 PE. So that's one business, and I'm coming to talk to that. The second business is what's called the Microsoft Business Division, which is known as their software productivity business. So this is where businesses like the Microsoft Office suite fit in. So this is your Word and your Excel and your PowerPoint. They've bought Skype and a number of other things, desktop publishing businesses that all fit into this software. It operates in Windows, but it also operates in other operating systems. You can get it in iOS for Macs, okay?
Yes.
So they can write those programs in any language, any operating system language they want. That is a virtual monopoly. You know, there's been a number of players who've tried to break into Office productivity suites. Oracle had theirs, closed it. IBM developed theirs, closed it. Google's developing Google Apps at the moment. It's a relatively small market share business, but this is because people's businesses in particular have all their history of all their PowerPoints and all their spreadsheets and everything written in these languages. To suddenly change an organisation over to a completely thing, the switching cost is massive for the $30 to $60 a user you're paying. The actual cost for the system per annum is very, very small compared to the switching cost, even if you could get that new software for free. So that business is a virtual monopoly, continues to, lots of pricing power, continues to grow to 6% a year. Great business, largest business in Microsoft actually. The next business is a relatively new business that they've developed over the last decade called their servers and tools business, which is growing at about 10% a year. And this business is software for servers, other software that connects things together, software that causes what's known as virtualization. So software that runs all servers and things that create the cloud and create networks to make these machines work need sophisticated software.
Yeah.
And Microsoft is sort of one of the 3 players in the world in that market, and there's an explosion of data going on. So they need more and more of these machines, and Microsoft has a very good position. So that's a high growth business. So you
Is that the free option business?
No, that's not the free option. The free option business is actually the Windows business.
Right.
And everybody's assuming that Windows is effectively declining to zero because everybody's going tablets. But it's our view that there's a reasonably high probability that in the next 2 to 3 years, a meaningful proportion of business customers will adopt Windows 8 powered what is known as hybrid tablets. We're having a technology convergence. What's a laptop and what's a tablet for business customers are going to merge in the middle. And you see them being released every day practically now. These computers that are, you detach a screen and it's a tablet just like your iPad. You put the keyboard attached back onto it. It's a fully functional laptop again. These things are coming out at $400 and $600 with amazing computer power. What has stopped them developing this earlier is really chip technology.
Yeah.
And Intel has developed a new chip that has a lot more battery life. And battery life has been the problem in doing this. And Windows now 8 is the first operating system that's identical on a laptop or a PC and on a tablet. It's all touchscreen. Yeah. People, of course, can't quite get used to it at the moment. There's been some criticism. And Microsoft has made a strategic decision not to release any of their Office productivity software in Android, which is the Google, or in iOS, it's Apple.
Yeah.
So if you have a tablet and you want to use Excel or PowerPoint or anything on it and make it functional, Microsoft is now saying to the world the only way you can do this, they're kind of monopolies, is through Windows 8. And now you're seeing is all the OEMs, original equipment manufacturers like Dell and HP and Lenovo and Acer, they're all now releasing all these Windows 8 hybrid tablet machines. And we think there is a reasonable chance, and there's going to be billions of these things, they're going to be everywhere.